Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an everyday neutral eye look as well as a little bit of everyday makeup on your face as well. I really hope that you guys learned something from this. This was highly requested. I actually did a poll on my Instagram, which you guys should all follow. I'll actually link it in the description box. But everyone, like an overwhelming amount of people, wanted to see everyday and neutral look, so that's what I'm about to give you guys. If you guys did want to see anything else, just let me know in the comments down below. But let's get into it. Okay, so to start off this makeup look, we're gonna go in first with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Almond. Yeah, Almond. And we're gonna use this as kind of like an eye primer because, like I said previously, I don't currently have one. I'm just gonna put this on. There are some benefits apparently of having eye primers, such as you don't have to set them and then your eyeshadows come out really pigmented, whereas if you don't set your concealer, then it's probably gonna crease and then not look so great. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pat this in with my beauty blender. Well, I guess this isn't a beauty blender, it's a Morphe sponge, but I call them all beauty blenders. And sorry guys, my mirror is just over here, so that's where I'm looking if you're wondering. And so now that that's all blended out, we're gonna go in with this lightest shade in the Kat Von D eye palette. I'm just gonna kind of use this with my sponge as well to set the eye. And you guys may be wondering why I'm doing the eyes first, and I think it's just that it doesn't take any longer, but it makes it look better. So then when you're in a rush, you still have nice looking eyeshadow and it doesn't look like you were in a rush. It still looks really nice and it didn't actually take you any more time. So now I'm gonna go in, actually probably back into the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I just absolutely love this palette for like everyday looks because it's just pretty simple. I'm gonna take the Morphe 441 brush and I'm actually gonna dip into this brown shade right here. I don't think, do they have names? They have names. I think this one's called Samael. Oh my gosh, the names on this palette I cannot read. So I'm gonna just take that and I'm gonna buff it into the crease, doing windshield wiper motions. So I'm just gonna really be going for a much more neutral look today. Maybe a little bit more on the warm side than on the cool tone side, but fairly neutral. And the key thing to note is that since we're doing our eyeshadow first, we can be as messy with it as we would like because you can just clean it up after. So I'm not gonna bring it too dark, just want it enough that it really emphasizes my crease. But honestly, I'm kind of just putting this shade all over. All right, so next I'm going to go in with the darker brown shade beside it. That one I think is Solace, I think. I really don't know how she has these shades laid out. I like based on the back. And yeah, I'm just going with the same brush. And I'm just kind of putting that in the same way, but I'm gonna try and keep it a little bit more in the crease. Because I'm gonna try and use as little brushes as possible just because this is an everyday look. You don't wanna have to be using like a bunch of brushes because that'll just make it take way longer having to switch between brushes. The less brushes you have, the faster you're gonna get the eyeshadow done. So my one eye is super messy right now. As you can see, it's like all over the place, but we're gonna clean that up, so it's okay. All right, so now we have lots of browns in the crease. I'm going to, I think, first put this white matte shade on beside it. That's the other thing I love about this palette, is she kind of has it laid out so that you can easily do eye looks. I just love that. Like this section is the neutrals, this section is the cool tones, this section is the warm tones, and then has like basically everything you might need for that look. And I just really prefer putting shades on my lid with my finger because I find that it just applies it so much nicer and I can feel where the lid exactly is and where the crease ends, so it makes it go on a lot more accurately. So I'm just kind of taking that brush I was using before to just kind of blend this a little bit so we don't have such a harsh line. And now you could totally just use any palette that you want though, guys. Like, you don't have to be using this palette to get this look. Just basically any neutral browns you have will work for this. So you might be thinking I look kind of crazy, but that's also the fact that I don't have any face makeup on. So give me that. But if you wanted to add a little bit of something to it, like, cause you could totally just stop here and then, like, you know, do the rest of your face and then just have this nice matte eye. But I'm going to take the little Natasha Denona Sunset palette, and I'm gonna take that lightest shade. I wonder if these ones have names. I'm gonna take that lightest shade called Halo. I'm just gonna kind of tap that onto my lid as well. So I'm mostly using Sephora products in today's video because the VIB sale is back for surprise weekend, and I really wanted to kind of use this to also give you guys some tips on products that I like and actually use all the time. So obviously we have the Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette, which I love. And then we have this mini sunset palette, and there will obviously be lots more stuff that I'll be using from Sephora. So now one last time I'm going to take the brush. I'm not putting any extra product on it. And I'm going to kind of stamp on the outer edge of the eye a bit, just to make sure that the outer edge is the darkest, and then kind of blend the crease one last time. And there we go. Alright, so now I'm going to just clean this up, and then I'm going to start with my face makeup. Alright, so as you guys can see, now we have it all cleaned up, and it looks a lot better just because it's not so like weird and rounded, because I was going pretty messy and pretty fast, because that's the thing, we want to try and keep this quick if this is your everyday look. Most people don't have an hour to get ready in the morning, and that's just the truth. Unless you want to wake up extra early, like this, the best way to do it is find a way that works fast and looks nice for you. So this is just what I personally like to do. So now I'm going to go into my face. I'm going to start with the Tatcha Silk Canvas. I'm not going to use a lot of this since this is just like an everyday look. If I was going in with like more full glam, then I would definitely use more. Oh my gosh, I did grab a lot though. I'm just going to put this mostly on like the areas that I find I have the most problems with. So like my nose area and just the tops of my cheeks. Alright, so now that we have the primer on, I'm going to go back into the concealer that I used on my eyes previously, the Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Almond. And I'm just going to put that under my eyes and on any other areas that I want to cover up. This I just find is a lot faster than foundation if you're in a rush, and you don't really need like a full face of foundation if you're just like, you know, going to school, going to the grocery store. So kind of like with the primer, I'm mostly just putting this in like problem areas. So my nose gets really red in the winter, or I guess it's not technically winter, but in this time of year, my nose gets really red. So I really want to cover that up. And then today actually the rest of my face isn't doing too bad. So maybe just my chin a bit, but my face is actually pretty one color today. I don't know how it looks in the camera, but in this mirror, it doesn't look too bad. So now I'm going to go back in with the Morphe sponge and just blend this out. Now that our concealer is fully blended basically all over our face, I kind of took whatever I had on my under eye and kind of tried to drag it down a little bit onto my cheeks just so it was all like one color. But for the most part, it was really just focused on this area of my face and a little bit on my chin as well. So now we're going to go ahead and set it. I'm going to be using my Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I'm just going to kind of whack my sponge in there a bit. And then set my under eye first because that's the part that I want to crease the least. Obviously I don't want any creasing, but that's the most important part to me because I do have really creasy under eyes. So it's basically inevitable that my under eyes will crease. I just would like to lessen it as much as I can. As well, I really like to set my smile lines just because my smile lines they always are visible. Like I don't, like if you guys have any tips on how to make them less visible with like foundation and concealer on, like let me know because I am struggling. Like sometimes it looks like I am an old person with like one of those like mustaches because it's just like such a dark line at the end of the day. Something I wish I could fix, but I don't know how. So if you guys have any tips, like any products that you use that help, just leave them in the comments below. I'd really like to know. So next, now that we have this done, I'm actually gonna finish off the eyes before going into the face. So I actually don't have the brush with me that I wanna use. I'm actually just gonna use this Sigma large shader brush, but I really like the way that the end is, so I'm gonna use that one. I'm gonna dip into that original lighter brown shade that I used in the Kat Von D palette and just kind of put this on my lower lash line, kind of smudge it out a bit, because this is everyday. It doesn't need to be a super wide lower lash line. I just feel like every look looks completed when there's eyeshadow on the lower lash line, and it takes like zero effort to put eyeshadow down here. And then don't forget to connect it as well to the end of your eyeshadow from the top. And if you don't like how it turned out fully, you can always go back in with that sponge you used and lighten it up a bit, which is what I'm gonna do right now. I actually kind of like the shape it has now. And I'm not really gonna do anything else to the lower lash line. So that one shade is really it. I just wanna keep it simple. Don't want to do anything too difficult. And like I said, you don't need to have this palette specifically to do this look. It can be any neutral browns that you can be using. So now I'm gonna go in and do my face. I'm gonna take the Hourglass Ambient Edit palette. I don't remember exactly what it's called. I just love this one for really fast everyday looks because it has everything I need for the face in one palette, so it's super easy and simple. Obviously it's expensive, but you can get it for the 20% off right now on the sale, so I would definitely recommend this. So I'm gonna go in with the bronzer shade, and then also I'm gonna take a bit of this ambient lighting powder as well, the darker one, and kind of just put that all on my brush. This is the Sigma large powder brush. And I'm gonna obviously focus it more on the bronzer side, but we're gonna go with both just because the one shade I find helps lighten it up, because see, that's still pretty dark on my face, but I think it's a super pretty color, so it's fine. Okay, so as you guys can tell, I like to get super bronzy, but if you ever feel like you over bronzed, you can always go in with one of these ambient lighting powders and kind of like almost veil over the shades that you feel like are too dark, whether it be your blush or your bronzer or your contour, and then just kind of rub this in over them to kind of lighten it up. I love this trick, plus these powders are just super pretty on your face anyway and make just a nice sheen almost on your cheeks. They look so pretty. I like to also do this at the end just to kind of blend everything together, but I'm gonna do this right now just to lighten up my bronzer a little bit, make me look a little bit more natural and everyday, if you will. All right, so next we're gonna go with the blush. I'm gonna actually use both of the blushes in this palette. So I'm just gonna dip in with both of these with my large angled contour brush. I would never use this for contour, but I like it for a blush. And you're just gonna do this little kind of like smile face and really place the blush on the apples of your cheeks. So when it comes to blush, you can go in as heavy-handed or as light-handed as you want. Like, some people like more blush than others. So I'm also gonna put a little bit of blush on my nose because I keep seeing people do this, so who knows, maybe I'll like it. It kind of maybe brings a little bit of my face. It kind of makes my nose look like Rudolph. I don't really like that. So you guys, this is why you have to try things sometimes, because you could like it, or you could be like, not for me. Yeah, that's a little bit better now. So now that we are done with that, actually I guess I should still highlight. I like to highlight on light makeup days as well. Some people are like, no, highlighting's for like all out looks, but I think a highlight's an everyday thing. So I'm just gonna go in with the highlighter that's in this palette. It's super natural looking. It's not too out there, but it's super pretty. I just love it. I wonder how it's showing in the camera because it looks really pretty in real life. In real life, it's almost just like this beautiful sheen, like you're just glowing from within, and it doesn't leave like weird marks on your face. It just, like how sometimes you get like that stripe of like highlight. Like if that's what you're going for, it's fine, but it's not the best look. Whereas this one just kind of melts in with the brush of your makeup, and I just love it. All right, so now that that's done, you're like, hey, you still look crazy. Yeah, because I haven't done my brows. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. off of camera just because I feel like brows are super personal, like I said last time. If you guys do want to see me do my brows one time, let me know. I just feel like it's something that you watching me do it's not going to help you get any better at you doing your brows personally. Alright, so my brows are on. I used the Anastasia brow definer and the ColourPop Brow Boss gel in the clear shade. I went for a really fluffy look today, if you guys can notice. I really like it though, honestly. I'm super into the fluffy brows thing right now. Before I was like, I want like the perfect shape brows, and I'm like, no, fluffy, I love it. And plus it's the way my eyebrows grow naturally anyways, so it works so much better for me anyway. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go with my Cover FX spray, and I'm gonna put this on before doing my mascara or my lipstick. I just love the mist on that. Like, that never gets old. Like, I will always be obsessed with that. I just love it. But it doesn't taste good. Okay, as I'm choking on that, I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes. Alright, so now I'm gonna go with my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Alright, so the mascara's on. I'm gonna go in with some of the ColourPop Lippy Sticks lip primer. I'm gonna put some of that on first. I just really like this, especially in the winter, because my lips get so dry. Alright, so now that we have that on the lips, I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Very Victoria lipstick. I love this for like everyday lips. It's my favorite kind of nude. It's a taupe nude. It's super pretty, and it has my name in it, guys. Like, I mean, wouldn't you like a lipstick that had your name in it? So I'm also not going in with any lip liner because, I mean, I don't really care. I was going to, but no, this is everyday. Ain't nobody have time for lip liner. That takes precision. Alright, so the lipstick is on, and that's the look, guys. This is an everyday neutral makeup look. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys really learned something from this. Like, maybe this can be like a new kind of everyday look that you go for. It's something I really like to do on an everyday basis. I think it's really pretty. It goes with every outfit. If you're the kind of person that likes to match your makeup with your outfit, like, you don't need to worry. I'm wearing my Dwight Schrute office shirt, and it matches perfectly. Like, it matches Dwight's hair, kind of. Love you, Dwight. But yeah, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.